The first half of the 20th century was a time of great tension and turmoil. In the wake of World War I, the world was left scarred and wary. The Treaty of Versailles, meant to ensure peace, instead sowed seeds of resentment, particularly in Germany, where harsh penalties led to economic hardship and national indignation. This climate of instability was fertile ground for the rise of totalitarian regimes. In Germany, Italy, and Japan, charismatic leaders harnessed the power of aggressive nationalism, promising to restore their nations to greatness. The world watched as these nations flexed their military muscles, threatening the delicate balance of global politics. Economies struggled, societies fractured, and governments teetered on the brink of collapse. It was a time of uncertainty, a time of change, a time of fear. As the world grappled with these issues, the stage was set for a conflict of unprecedented scale, World War II. The spark that ignited the powder keg was the German invasion of Poland in September 1939. This act of aggression marked the beginning of World War II, a conflict that would shape the course of the 20th century. In the following months, the world watched as the German war machine overran Western Europe. France, a beacon of culture and democracy, fell in June of 1940, leaving Britain to stand alone against the Axis. Meanwhile, the skies over Britain roared with the sound of aircraft in what came to be known as the Battle of Britain. Despite being heavily outnumbered, the Royal Air Force defended their homeland with unwavering courage and resilience. As Europe was embroiled in conflict, a tragedy of unimaginable proportions began to unfold. The Holocaust, a systematic genocide perpetrated by Nazi Germany, commenced. Across the Atlantic, the United States, initially neutral, entered the fray following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941. By the end of 1941, the world was truly at war. By 1942, the Axis powers seemed unstoppable, but the tide was about to turn. The Battle of Stalingrad, a brutal urban warfare, marked the first major defeat of Hitler's armies on the Eastern Front. The Soviets turned the tables with a counter-offensive, trapping the Germans in a bitter winter standoff. On the other side of the world, the Battle of Midway unfolded. In a daring high-stakes gamble, American forces decisively defeated the Japanese Navy, changing the course of the Pacific War. Meanwhile, in the skies over Europe, the Allies began a sustained bombing campaign aimed at crippling Germany's war machine. Then, on a fateful day in June 1944, Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy in the largest seaborne invasion in history. D-Day marked the beginning of the end for the Axis powers in Europe. With these victories, the Allies began the long, hard slog towards victory. In 1945, after 6 long and bloody years, World War II finally came to an end. The final days of the war saw a world teetering on the brink of total destruction. In Europe, the once invincible Nazi war machine crumbled under the relentless advance of the Allied forces. Across the globe, in the Pacific, the war reached its horrifying climax with the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The human cost of the war was staggering. Millions of lives were lost, entire cities were reduced to rubble, and countless families were torn apart. Yet, amidst the devastation, there were celebrations of victory. People around the world rejoiced at the end of the war, their joy tinged with relief and sorrow. Victory had come at a terrible price. The world had been changed forever, shaped by the horrors of war and the triumph of human spirit. The world rejoiced, but the scars of the war were deep and lasting. World War II left a profound and lasting impact on the world. In its wake, the globe saw the birth of the United Nations, a beacon of hope for maintaining international peace and security. Yet, the world was also divided, carved into East and West, setting the stage for the tension-filled drama of the Cold War. This war was a catalyst for unprecedented technological advancements: radar, jet engines, nuclear power. The list goes on. These breakthroughs, however, were a double-edged sword. They brought progress, but also new threats. And then there's the moral debate. Was the war a necessary evil to quell the rise of fascism? Or could diplomacy have achieved the same ends without the appalling loss of life? These questions persist, reminding us of the complexity and cost of war. The echoes of World War II can still be heard today, a testament to its monumental significance in human history.